God bless you. Something came in my mind, and I wanted to speak a little bit about it, which is what's God's purpose in our life, and are we doing everything we need to do for God to be able to accomplish or fulfill that promise um, that He has with every single one of us? Um, a lot of times God has a plan with all of us, and we have different callings. But are we actually giving God the time? Are we actually doing what we need to do in our part for that promise to come true? Um, a lot of times we asking God to talk to us, to guide us, to teach us different things, to help us in different parts of our lives. But then when God is working with us, when God is actually walking us and guiding us through that path to be able to reach that promise, we turn our backs on God. We stop serving Him for whatever reason. We stop going to church. We stop praying. We stop looking and searching for His presence. Or sometimes we achieve what we wanted, and then we stop looking for His presence as much as we used to. We stop fasting. We stop doing visuals. We stop praying. We need to learn that everything is a process, and we need to learn that God's going to take the time He needs to take to actually give us what we're asking Him for. But we can't give up, because if we give up, then we waste our time. We actually gave up on God. Not everything is going to come to our hands when we want it. God is going to give us what we need first. And then when we actually are in a point of our life where we are going to appreciate what we're asking for, or the bigger blessing, that's when God is going to give it to us. Because if He give it to us too early, we're not going to appreciate it. And we have to learn to appreciate what God has given us at the moment in time, and never forget what God took us out of. Sometimes we want to be so greedy that we want to ask God for more and more and more, and we don't appreciate what He's given us at that moment in time. We need to learn, and we need to actually sometimes look back and realize that the place where we were before we actually met God, before He actually forgave our sins, is a lot worse. That where you're actually at right now is a blessing from God already. Even if that's not completely what you ask Him for. Everything is a process. You have to go through a process to be able to appreciate at the end of the road the bigger blessing. Don't ever forget where God took you out of. Don't ever forget that everything God gives you on a day to day is still a blessing. Just waking up and see your family and see your kids, it's already a blessing of God. Don't 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 take for granted what God has gave you today. Yeah, it's good to keep praying and believing that what you want, what you really want in your heart, God is gonna give it to you. But don't be ungrateful for what you have today. Still be thankful for what you have today, because if you're thankful for what you have today, tomorrow God has bigger blessings for you. But if you're ungrateful, why would God bless you even more? If He's blessing you already and you don't even appreciate it, we should be thankful just for the fact that we wake up in the morning, just for the fact of having food on our table, just with the fact that He talks to us, that He guides us, that He protects us. Sometimes we don't even know how blessed we are until we lose it all. Thank God every single day for everything you have. Don't give up on God, because He never gives up on you. Don't turn your back on Him, because you don't know what you're missing. He has been there every single step of the way. But because you haven't got everything you wanted, or you're not in the place where you think you should be at this point of your life, doesn't mean it doesn't have a big blessing in front of you. It doesn't mean God doesn't have a surprise for you at the end of the road. It just means you need to have a little more patience. It just means that God has prepared something bigger than what you could even dream of. You just have to have patience. Hold on to Him. Have faith until you reach that promise. Don't turn your back on Him, and He will never turn your back on you. God bless you.